That was 3/4 of an inch of rain. Guess I don't have to run the sprinklers tonight. Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Rowell. Alright, it's the last day of my long weekend. Got to go back to work for my short week starting tomorrow. And honestly, I had figured I was going to hold off on this project for another week or two just because I wanted to give the trees enough time to get all of the leaves from the past year and all of the pollen pods out of the tree so that they wouldn't end up in the pool. But I've decided today I'm going to take the cover off the pool. It turns out we had a pretty strong rainstorm and windstorm and hailstorm that blew through here last night, and it did a pretty good job of clearing all the gunk out of the trees. And at this point I'd like to get in there, get the cover off, and begin treating the pool so that we start getting ready and start heating it up for the summer, because we're getting close to that time right now. It's probably low 90s today, so if I can get some of that sun baking on the water and heating the water up, the quicker we can do that, the quicker we can start getting into this thing. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, you can still see there's a little bit of water in the middle from the storm yesterday. I got most of it out of here using my little siphon tool that you saw me build a while back, and you know, got a lot of the pod stuff out of here, the pollen pods or whatever. And as you can see, the cover itself is starting to get a little bit threadbare. I knew when I got this thing that it was only good for a year or two, and you know, it's been baking in the sun now for 2 seasons, for 2 winters, and I think this one's probably just going to end up getting thrown away at this point. But first thing I got to do is go take all these clamps off, because that's basically what's been holding the thing together. You'll also see the lump in the middle isn't really doing it anymore, so I got to reevaluate that. Somebody suggested maybe using an inner tube in the center, because I picked this one of the pool pillows primarily because it seemed to be the one that was holding the air best. But you know, it may have held the air fine for a couple days when it didn't, you know, when I didn't have any weight on it. But sitting in the pool for the past 6 months, it's basically almost completely flat. So you know, these pool pillows just aren't enough to hold the air, and something I think maybe like an inner tube might be a better option for the future. So I'm going to look into that this year, and hopefully we'll be in better shape for next year. Okay, that's all the clamps. Now I think I want to just start on that side and begin kind of unfolding it. I don't want to have all this dirty water get into the pool, so I want to do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. But this will take a little bit of work, but fortunately, like I said, I've got most of the water out of there, so I think we'll be all right. All right, so the cover came off pretty easy. You can see there's a little bit of dirt in the bottom of the pool. That's kind of dirt that kind of accumulated on the cover and then kind of seeped through the cover. So I think I'll have to probably run the vacuum a couple cycles here. Water level's also low, and I think a lot of that is because I've been pumping water, you know, pulling water off of the top of the cover, and some of that water is water that accumulated from rain, and other of it is water that maybe actually soaked in from the underside. So when I'm bailing water off the top of the cover, I'm actually bailing water out of the pool. So I don't really think I have a leak, which is good news. I don't think that accounts for it. I think it's just all the water that's kind of you know, soaked through the top of the cover and ended up on the top and ended up getting bailed out by that. So we'll have to run the hose and build up the water level a little bit. Water temperature right now is 74, so that's a decent temperature. Not ready to go swimming yet, but now I can also start putting some chemistry in the pool, and that will help too. But first thing I got to do is get all this stuff out of here. Look at how flat that pillow is. Yeah, that ain't cutting it. All right, I got the pool pillow out. I got all the cords out of it. Got a little bit of debris floating on there, but that's sort of what the skimmer is about. Give that a couple hours. We're gonna get that all cleaned up pretty well. I think the next thing I want to do is I want to put the pool sweep in there, and that's kind of just been sitting over here all winter. So I think it's ready to go back in, and so I think that's the next thing. And then I also got to go in here and raise the water level. So while we're doing the pool sweep into things, I think I probably will just kind of go in and also add to the water level, and let's get the water level up another, probably 2 or 3 inches, which is where it should be. Now, one of the things I'm going to have to do is replace the sand in this filter housing. You may recall last fall when I was kind of buttoning the pool up for the winter, I went down and I actually found the place that built the pool and that the previous owners had the records with. So I know that the sand has been in there for like 4 years and is supposed to be replaced every about 2 years. So at some point before I go into it, I'm going to have to replace the sand on this. And I also noticed when I was taking this thing apart that it's leaking a little bit. So I don't know, I may have to end up having to replace the housing too. That's just part of the joy of owning a pool. All right, I already got the pool robot in there doing its thing. We got the hose in, we're going to top everything off. You can already see what the difference is between the areas that have been swept and the areas that haven't. So yeah, we ought to be able to make this thing look nice again pretty quick. And then any solids that are in the water, they'll get picked out by the filter. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chlorine tabs and shock the pool, because that hasn't happened now. And now that we got it exposed to the sunlight, we're going to want to get that done. Okay, so I've finished with the shock treatment. Basically what that is, it's just a chemical that it's a powdered chemical that you just kind of distribute throughout the pool, and it I don't know, does something with the water and helps it resist some of the growth that can happen in here. I've also replaced the chemical or the chlorine tablets in this thing, so we'll get the chlorine levels back up to where it should be in here. But you can already see it's starting to look a lot better. It's a little cloudy right now, but that will pass as time goes by, as the filter has time to work on it. Right now the pool sweep is kind of mixing things up a little bit, but that's kind of what needs to happen too, because by mixing things up, it'll get the stuff off the ground, and then if it gets off the ground, it'll hopefully get sucked into the skimmer on the other end, and we can get it filtered out of there. It'll probably take a few days to get this thing nice and clean again, but it's looking pretty good, I think, at this point, for basically the fact that it's only been uncovered for about 30 minutes. I think the next thing I want to do is put the ladder on there. Now, I'm not going to actually extend the ladder down into the pool side of things, because I want the pool sweep to be able to get everywhere, and if the ladder's touching anywhere, then that's an area where the sweep won't be able to get. So that, I think, is the next step, and that's just over there against the wall. All right, got the ladder back into the pool. Like I said, I haven't lowered the part into the pool itself, because I want to have the pool sweep have unfettered access to the entirety of the floor. And if the ladder's on the ground down there, there's a whole little area there that it's not going to be able to reach. It's really foggy right now. I expect that will get better as the filter does its work. Like I said, the pool sweep right now is kind of stirring everything up a little bit, so it'll take a little while for the filter to all clear that all out. But I think we're pretty much good to go here. We're going to take a little break, cool off a little bit, and then we're going to come out and clean up a little bit, get all the cord off the ground, pick up all the clamps that held everything in place over the winter, and then we'll have this one wrapped up, I think. All right, spent a bunch of time on this now. We got it all kind of cleaned up. Now it's just a matter of letting the vacuum and the filters do their job. And it's going to have basically the next 3 days or so to work on that. I'll probably end up running the vacuum once a day, you know, when I get home from work or something like that, just to help it all kind of get cleaned up, get all the gunk off the bottom, and all of this kind of leaf material will eventually get sucked into the skimmer here, and we'll get that out of here, and we should be good to go hopefully in a week or so. It's still going to probably take a while. Like I said, the water temperature is 74, so that's still a little on the chilly side. It's not really that bad, you know, but I don't know, that'll wake you up at least, right? So anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.